Hello, I'm James Peck from PX Farms, Managing Director. The business was set up in 2003 after I'd done 5 years at university, worked abroad, and then came and worked for the family business, Dry Drayton Estate, which has been in occupation at Dry Drayton since 1950. I decided that I wanted to set up a contracting side to the business and look to contract farm other people's farms on their behalf, and that's when PX Farms was set up in 2003. You think that you haven't actually done anything in the last 12 months, and then actually when you sort of stand back and just reflect on what's happened, you suddenly realise actually we have achieved a lot. We built a third grain store, and which was another 24,000 tonnes, taking our storage business now to 75,000 tonnes. We're building a cleaning plant October of this year, so that we're then able to offer a service of cleaning seeds, not only for a cleaner but also for a colour sorter. With the technology now available, you can pass grain over through cameras and light, and anything that is deemed to be not the grain, it will reject with a blast of air. Now this has brought on a tremendous opportunity within farming to reduce the amount of losses that people often have with older machinery that's currently being available. That means that then when we deliver our crops or other people's to the necessary end users, they're then getting a product that they want. And that's really what we're now focusing on, is that we can farm the crops, we can deliver the crops, we can store the crops, but then we now want to add the premium and deliver to the end users, which we can then pass on to the people from which we store for or the people we farm for. And that effectively is the essence of my business. On the grain store side, when we built the new shed, we decided to put in a second weighbridge so that we then could have an in and out flow. That was to be able to, the hauliers, whether it's us or other people, we could actually speed up their turnaround time at the farm for making deliveries and collections. The grain lab, we've invested in that, and Retty is doing samples throughout the year for people to check their products in and out, and making sure that the quality which we produce and store and when we deliver is there, and we're not then delivering something which isn't to spec. On the renewable side, we're still producing electricity from the sunlight through the solar. We've got two different systems. One is the statics, and one is the trackers, which rotate like a sunflower. They follow the sun. The upshot of this is you're 34% more efficient. We looked at wanting to improve our existing farm buildings which we had in the yard, and we went through the process of looking to reclad them and re-roof them. But actually they were fit for 1950 and 1960s farming, but not for modern day, and we were unable to get any of our modern machinery inside of them, so we took them down. And we built a brand new building over the site of where 4 buildings sat before, and it's the next stage taking us forward. The other things we've looked at doing was trying to improve on the washing time for the lorries, so that when they got home on a Friday night, instead of guys being sat there 3 hours, we've invested and put in a lorry wash, which is a 3-brush system, which allows the lorry to park up and washes the lorry in 7 minutes, so that the driver then can park up and get home and spend more time with his family. This is really done as a social policy. The fertilizer project which we do with Fiberfoss is still going well, actively taking in the chicken manure ash, which is they burn, which is then producing electricity for East Anglia. We take the byproduct being the ash, and we store it and then process it during the southern months, so that then it can be applied to land and used to enrich the soil. Now, why I particularly like this product is the fact that it is a byproduct, and also it's come from an organic source, to make sure that we've maintained the correct indices in the soil for the next generation. Sugar beet was something new which we came into 3 years ago, and we have actually increased the area this year. This will be our biggest harvesting year of nearly 1,100 acres. We've done that within the rotation on virgin land to help towards changing our rotation for the combat blackgrass. What's quite interesting for me is actually looking at my business is that actually we've got 3 main parts, which is the storage and the haulage and the farming. Interestingly, they actually all work together really well, and they complement each other. And that has been part of our success, is that as the farms have got larger, we were able to haul the produce with the amount of lorries we've got, plus we've been able to store it. And we've been able to then react to different markets. Controlled traffic now, we've started in 2010. and in 2012 is when we fully committed. We determine where we drive every year, year in, year out, and we drive at 12 metres. So effectively, we call them tramlines, those paths up and down the field will stay there year in, year out, so that we then only compact the same area of the land. That means that the land beside the tramlines then hasn't been driven on, and is allowing the soil and the microorganisms and the worms to work that land and to then get the most out of it. And effectively what we're trying to achieve is to get an increase of output of up to 18%, which is what's proven around the world, but by putting in exactly the same resources. So effectively it's more environmentally friendly. I was very, very lucky and very grateful and honoured to have received an invitation from Her Majesty the Queen to go to the palace, meet members of the royal family in respect of innovation in agriculture. And there was when I got there was many different people from different industries who had done various exciting things, but I was the only representative for agriculture, and I was very honoured that they consider that the efforts to control traffic and on the back of my Nuffield study and what we were doing was worthy, and it was something which an experience I'll treasure for my entire life. Moving forward in agriculture, one of the challenges I believe that will come about is the lack of that particularly skilled labour. Once you start to get bigger machinery and you start to increase in scale and you're starting to work over a much larger area, the type of individuals you need to employ are very different to what my father would have employed or my grandfather. You've got the technology now, the satellite steering systems, then you're asking those individuals to jump out of the cab and suddenly start welding and manufacturing. They have to be highly motivated and skilled. Now, generally speaking, these people aren't ready-made, so we're putting a lot of people on training courses, trying to encourage them and to help them, and we're actually getting some really good results. And I'm really proud, and I think that's probably the biggest asset within my business, and has been from the beginning, is the people that work for me. All the way through, since I started the business in 2003, we've always looked at 1 year and 5 and 10 year plans, and we've continued to build on that, and we still are looking to grow our business and be able to take on other people's farms, whatever that format may be, contract farming or rental, increase our potential with end users and storage partners. And it's an exciting time in farming, and we're enjoying the people we're working with, and we hope to do more with other people in the future.